1996, 1996, do you remember anything there where you might have moved, changed positions, changed jobs perhaps?
1997, at the start of 97, I moved from South Africa to the UK. Yeah, so that was a big move. I saved up. It was not an easy thing around that time. I had a massive car accident, and so it was a time of huge change.
What if your destiny was written in the stars? Let's examine the lives of business leaders through their astrological charts. The journey begins now. Every single person on Earth was born on a certain day, at an exact time, and in a specific place. Using this information, we can create a map of the sky showing the planetary positions at the time of birth. This map, also known as a birth chart, shows information about the person and their life themes and cycles. Astrology has been used as a tool for guidance since ancient times, with civilizations looking to the stars for answers as far back as 4,000 to 5,000 years ago. Today, Alice uses this ancient wisdom to provide insights and clarity. Many people doubt that astrology is real and readily dismiss it as a hoax. Can astrology really tell us things about ourselves and our life events? Is there some truth to the planets having an influence on our lives? Our episode today will invite you into a private session, allowing you unprecedented access to view the process by which a chart is delineated. You can decide for yourself if astrology is real or if it is a hoax. Today's guest is Bradley Hook.
I am Brad Hook. I am an author, speaker, and a podcaster, and an entrepreneur. In terms of occupation, I sit at the intersection of technology, biology, and wisdom, helping leaders and their teams to navigate change and challenge and uncertainty. The best thing about what I do is that I get to share all of these incredible tools and insights that I'm curious about. So for my entire life, I've been curious about how do we optimize our well-being? How can we navigate change and uncertainty? How can we reach our full potential? And I get to stand up and share these tools with people. Everyone from executives who are navigating their own types of pressures through to university students whose journey is only just beginning. And it's so fulfilling to see people take away some of these tools and practices, apply them in their own lives, get more clear about who they are and how they're going to navigate the next phase of their life, and be there as a kind of guide and mentor. I love it.
According to his time, location, and day of birth, his sun is in Aquarius, his moon is in Virgo, and he has an Aquarius rising, making him a double Aquarius. Aquarians are known for their creativity, innovation, and independence, along with their progressive nature. When out of alignment, they can become rebellious, blunt, or distant. Virgo Moon individuals are analytical, hardworking, and reliable. However, when off balance, they tend to be picky, overcritical, and obsessive. Aquarius rising brings an analytical, assertive, and problem-solving tendency to the personality, but they can also be non-conforming, stubborn, and lack empathy. Alice will spend time with Bradley and share what she sees in his chart. Let's see if Bradley relates to Alice's depiction of his personality.
Brad, I am so excited that you're here to have your astrology session.
Likewise.
Now, I just want to ask you a couple questions. Have you ever had your chart done before?
Never.
And what is your mindset around astrology?
I'm interested. I'm extremely curious. And I've heard many people say that it has had a profound influence on how their lives have panned out. So extremely curious.
Okay. So curious and open?
And very open.
Okay. What do you know about your sign? Do you know what sign you are?
I know that I'm an Aquarius.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, well, let's start with that. Now, you know that you're an Aquarius, but what I discovered is you are a double Aquarius. So what does that mean? In a chart, we look for where's the sun, where's the moon, and where is this sign that was rising at the moment of your birth. The Aquarian energy, I'm just going to talk about it in general simply because it's so strong in your chart. The Aquarian energy has to do with the future, futuristic. Oftentimes they say that Aquarians are ahead of their time. Aquarians will have an idea and everyone's like, that's a weird idea. And then a month, 2 months, 2 years, decades later, they're like, oh my God, you're brilliant. You had that idea already. So I want you to look at your chart here. This is a picture of the sky. And you see this circle with the dot in it? Yeah. That is the symbol for the sun, and it tells me your sun was at this degree in Aquarius. But what really fascinates me about your chart, look at this. Can you read the number?
29?
Yeah. So your rising sign is a 29 degree of Aquarius. The 29th degree in astrology is called an anorectic degree, and it's considered a very strong degree. So being ahead of your time, marching to the beat of your own drummer, not wanting to fit in. Okay, talk to me just about the Aquarian energy. Where do you see that in your life?
Everywhere, really. It resonates in terms of the fact that I have always been feeling a bit of an outsider, ahead of my time. Many of the things that I started, businesses, ideas, were just 10 years early. And I suppose I went on a bit of a quest for several decades to try and find my tribe, and found many friends, mentors, guides, helpers along the way, but never felt like I was really part of a group. I was always my own kind of entity.
Yeah, and that's the Aquarian energy. It's here to sort of shake things up. I oftentimes relate the Aquarian energy to punk rockers. So think about how punk rockers, they dress completely different from everyone else, but also completely different from each other. So they're the ultimate in uniqueness and the ultimate in freedom. So one of your highest values, usually Aquarians, freedom.
Interestingly, I did aspire to be a punk musician once upon a time. Yeah. Learned the guitar, grew my hair really long. Yeah. Aquarius
is related to technology. It's related to computers. It's related to the internet. It's related to all of the things that are unseen. So it is a air energy. It's considered an air sign. So things that have to do with things that travel through the air, technology and such. So you are a double Aquarius. Where does technology show up in your life?
Well, very early on, I was living in the UK and I heard about this thing called the internet. And I suppose I was fascinated. I wanted to get access to it. I wanted to see what it was all about. So I thought the best way to get access to it in the job I had at the time was to learn how to create web pages. And so that's what I did. Purchased the book, started designing and developing things, and just found I was an early adopter of all technologies, eventually running a digital agency in Sydney, Australia, where I lived for a long time. So the technology aspect has always been there. And to this day, I'm always fascinated by and deeply involved in technology and creating things. You know, not just technology as in IT, actually using it as a form of creative expression, creating tools that people can use.
So here you see your moon is on the very right side of the chart. And it's in the sign of Virgo. So that is an earth sign. Now, the sign of Virgo, I'll just say it's that aspect of you that likes perfection, that wants things to be done right. This is the attention to detail that you may have in the work that you do. This is the ability to drill down into the nitty gritty. The Aquarius allows you to go out into the space of all that is. So you have this unique ability to go down into focus and also to come out and see the broader picture. Can you talk about that a bit?
Yeah, I definitely do have attention to detail. And I think that is part of why I write and try and create things and ensure that they're useful to people. So whether it's a book or some kind of tool or a workshop that I run, but being able to switch perspectives is very, very important. So to be able to zoom right out, take an infinite kind of mindset, really understand what is going on, what is the purpose behind this, what is the meaning that I'm drawing from it, how can I be of service to others. And in fact, that's something I teach in my workshops is deep focus, micro habits, focus on what you can control and zoom right out and put it in perspective.
So the other thing that you mentioned was service.
Yeah.
Virgo is the epitome of being of service. So it's natural for you to want to help. It's natural for you to want to do things for the good of what I call we the people.
Yeah, it makes absolute sense. I mean, my kind of happy place is in a workshop, helping people, sharing tools, being around others. And I never thought, I mean, if my younger self had thought that I would end up writing kind of self-help books and being there running workshops for people, I probably would have rolled my eyes. But that is my happy place, like sharing things with people in a practical way to help them on their journey.
I use archetypes in my work sometimes because archetypes give us sort of a symbol of a universal symbol that we can all relate to. So I've discovered some archetypes in your chart. So the first one is the creator. And the creator has the ability to recreate something that's been done or take pieces and put them together in ways that others wouldn't have ever thought of. So I can see the creator in you. You also have the magician. And the magician is the ability to pull it out of a hat. It's where you see it, but no one else does. Do you see the magician in you?
And I've been told that many times, that I'm the magician.
In what way? In what context?
That I can create amazing things that people didn't expect, sometimes in ridiculously short time spans.
You also carry the Sagittarius energy, which is the teacher, the trainer, the counselor, the consultant, because this is the desire to share wisdom as I grow. So this is like insatiable learning, and whatever I learn, I want to share.
That's what I do.
Your Jupiter is down here in the 4th house. Okay, so I just want to show you something. And it's in the sign of Gemini. Now, Gemini is the writer, the speaker, the teacher. So the written word, the spoken word, learning, sharing. Now, I do know you're a speaker, a presenter, author, so this all works. But I want to ask you, you have this sort of fantasy theme in your chart in the 12th house. I don't know, does anything like that fit in? Like, do you read like fantasy novels? Like, tell me a little bit more.
I write novels, and in fact, the whole story of my life has been to give me the space to write fiction novels, which are magic realism kind of novels. Yeah. It definitely resonates. I mean, the fact that those core values are there, and values have been an important topic as per my most recent book, which is all about core values. But to be able to see them reflected in this chart is incredible. Yes.
Okay. Well, are you ready? What I'm going to do now, or what I want to do, is go back in your life and just check on some years where there might have been some twists and turns so that I can be more accurate in how I predict your future.
Okay.
The birth chart is basically a picture of the sky at the moment of birth, and as you just saw, can be translated to show the traits and characteristics of an individual. After we are born, though, the planets continue to transit the solar system. As they do, they make contact with various aspects of our birth charts, giving us the ability to track the timing of events in an individual's life. Alice will now go back in time and see if Bradley's chart timing correlates with past events in his life. Doing so will help Alice also confirm if his birth time is accurate.
Yeah, let me ask you about 1996. Like, 1996, do you remember anything there where you might have moved, changed positions, changed 96, 97, changed jobs perhaps?
1997, at the start of 97, I moved from South Africa to the UK. Yeah. So that was a big move. I saved up. It was not an easy thing around that time. I had a massive car accident. And so it was a time of huge change. And, yeah.
So that massive car accident, was that in 96?
Yeah.
Okay. So 1996, I just want to see something here. So in the year 1996, 95, leading into 96, you see how at the end of 96 it says moon crosses the fourth, right?
Yeah.
So the fourth is the foundation, okay, of your life. So the moon, if you think of how the moon works, it waxes and it wanes, right? So it indicates that there's a change to your foundation, which is a move. But what I'm most interested in is the planet Uranus was activated. And earlier, did I say this? Maybe not. Uranus is the planet that relates to Aquarius. And so Uranus, when it comes around, it causes sudden things. And I usually say chaos or accidents. It's like things happen to say, oh, wake you up, like this aha. So there's like a time of tumultuous, would you say?
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually when you look back, you're like, wow, that was a crazy time. I don't know how I lived through it.
It was, for sure. There were car accidents and a motorcycle accident and eventually just leaving and going overseas. Yeah.
Meant to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just go forward. This is a year I'm looking at for you. 2007. How did you grow up?
It was a time when I had created a business and it was working pretty well. It's the first time I created something truly by myself. And companies started signing up. And I realized like, oh, now I'm a founder. I'm not just a party guy who can make cool stuff. And I'm actually doing things that people want. Like banks wanted this toolkit showcased on their website and things like that. And so, it was a time of actually shifting towards being more responsible.
Oh, 2010, 2011. So 2010, 2010, I'm going to ask you about work in that aspect. What was going on for you?
So that's when I left. I packed up, purchased a one-way ticket to India. Closed my business and decided I was just going to go and write books. And it was the cheapest place and one of the cheapest places to go. I'd read a book called The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. And I realized that you could actually work remotely for 4 hours a week and have a pretty good life in India. So that's where I went. And I took a surfboard. So I was surfing around the coast of India. It was fantastic. That was the best time of my life.
Well, you certainly have a lot of trines around there. So you see this this triangle. So see, Uranus is in a trine, which is favorable. Uranus is freedom. MC is like your career. So freedom was your career during that time.
Yes.
Very supported. And that's really a true mark of a strong Aquarian, which is just following that freedom path, you know? Fascinating. Okay, let's see. The next year that really jumps out to me, Saturn shows up in your life. Saturn is the planet of responsibility and stepping up and making things like align. So this was 2014. So I want to ask you, what was happening in 2014?
That's when my daughter was born. I had to change everything.
So you couldn't like surf off Nepal and...
No, I basically, I talk about this in my book, but sometimes your core values can change overnight. And that's what happened. I had to like shed the skin of youth and freedom and just be there and be a stable, secure force.
Well, I certainly feel like, gosh, everything here hits. There's just so much, but I feel like you've got it. Are you interested in hearing about how things are going to unfold for you from this point forward?
Absolutely. Okay. Yes, please. Reflecting on the forecast, it has been the most change I've experienced in more than a decade. So the change in my working arrangement has been really challenging.
If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. Your support helps us continue to bring these transformative stories to life.
In the next segment, Alice will forecast Bradley's future themes using a unique energy calendar she created. This visual tool maps out the timing of key themes over the coming months and years. Each line or block of color on the calendar represents a different planetary influence. Pink forecasts potential changes, blue highlights periods of support and opportunity, and green lines denote a variety of other themes. Let's see what Bradley's future has in store for him.
Okay, well, now I am ready to share a little bit about where you're at, and maybe I'll explain some things of where you're at. You can maybe confirm some things, and we'll talk about what we can expect over the upcoming months and years. Let me just start by just sort of getting a little picture of what I see energetically, and if you could match that to what's going on in your life, we'll have a place to move forward from.
Okay.
The planet Uranus, which is your ruler because of your double Aquarian nature, that really strong Aquarius you have. Uranus is crossing the bottom of your chart, which is activating that desire for freedom, okay? So whenever Uranus crosses the bottom of the chart, we move, we think we want to move, we have chaos in the home, and moving is chaos, or we feel we need to break free from. So I want you to look at the date here. You entered this in about June of 2024. You're currently in it now. And I put this wave here to say, this is sort of instability. Where in your life is there foundational changes happening now, or what are you planning?
Well, with the launch of my new book, it's really interesting. So I've been working within an organization for some time, and increasingly I'm being requested as myself, which is a really interesting shift.
Yes.
And it's somewhat uncomfortable, I'm sure, for everyone concerned, but it's also really exciting and does create that instability because there's a choice at some point that has to be made.
And notice how there's an arrow here that peaks right around this April, May time, and then it ends right around June, July. So you're in this process of reinvention, of change. And when I look at this and I say, well, when is everything going to come to a closure for you? When is things going to finally settle down? I'm going to say that as you move into the new year, you see this one marked energy 12, and you see the peak is right here, March, April. Notice how this peak on energy 1 is right around April. So I'm going to say like right around March, April, May. By the time you get to May, like a pretty big chapter of what we just talked about should be completed by then. So my question is, what does it look like with your home? What does it look like with you and your independent business in timing wise that you know so far?
That I know so far. I mean, I've been booked for several events as myself, which is exciting. The book launches in January, so it will be hopefully getting some momentum by then. The new house probably won't be built until the end of next year, the end of 2025. So that's something to look forward to. Yes, but by then, my objective is to have the foundations of my future endeavors, properly solidified.
Okay.
That is the goal.
So what you'll encounter now then, we are now speaking in mid-November. When you get to about February, notice how under Energy 12, I wrote this little north, south, east, west.
Yeah.
This is a crossroads. So February, March, April, if I were to talk to you then, you would be trying to figure something out, trying to juggle a little bit less of this, a little bit more of this. There's some kind of pieces being changed, so much so that by the time you get to May, you'll say, okay, that first level of freedom has now been established, whatever form that is.
This whole year, I've had my house for sale, and eventually we came up with this elaborate swap strategy. So I've actually just swapped my house for a piece of land.
Oh.
And we're going to build a new house on this piece of land. So that's been a massive upheaval, lots of uncertainty, but also quite exciting.
Okay, so then the other thing I wanted to talk about was, you see this one that's another pink one, it's marked energy 4. Yeah. It starts right now, so it's very new to you. You might not even feel it yet, but as you go, it's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger into the fall of next year. So Saturn on top of Pluto. Pluto is transformation and change. Saturn is structure. So when Saturn comes to meet Pluto, Saturn says, time for structural change, and it's time to let go of the old and recreate the new. So you really are on a rebirthing journey. Yeah. So you've pecked up the egg, you're open, you want to be free, but you're still trying to transform. So I'll just say it's not looking like, oh, I'm working for the company now, and now I'm Brad Hook. It's going to be a whole journey of sort of repatterning before you can actually get to, this is where I'm at. So I just don't want you to have unrealistic expectations, but I do know that it will be phases. It will be through phases.
Which is what I want.
So the first phase of shift will be sort of this springtime into the fall. You'll see a shift. Then you start another journey. So then from spring all the way through the end of the year, not just your home, but you're going to find it be parallel. Like what's happening with your home and your foundation will be mirrored in your business. I saved the best for last.
Okay.
This made me just so happy to see this because I would love to have this theme. So you see Energy 9?
Yes.
And I put a little star because it's very important. And that first planet is Venus. And it's right around summertime, you enter this. Venus is supporting the MC, which is your career. Venus is values. Venus is money. Venus is resources. Venus is all the things that are valuable to you for your path ahead. And that will just continue to grow to 2026 and continue all the way out to 2027. So you're setting, so these intuitions or these desires that you've been having right now to change your life, whether it's home or the professional, you're going to find it. Once you get through some of the messiness of it all and sort of the things that you don't really know how it's going to turn out, you'll notice that the right people show up. And it's always like that. But in this case, even more so, it will be really valuable to you. On top of that, you see here, Energy 14 in April. I put a star because, again, Saturn, the planet of hard work, rewards your career and your business. Then you've got the Jupiter return, which is Santa Claus meeting Santa Claus, which is more opportunity. So all of this blue is just showing so much opportunity, continues on. The advice, I guess, is just ride the craziness.
Yeah. But that's encouraging as well because I do like riding the craziness.
Yeah.
Although not for too long at a time. You've got to balance that with peace. It's also when I really want to focus a bit more on the fiction, and you know, it's wonderful being a world expert in resilience, but I think I can do more. Yeah. And maybe that's just the story of my life.
You're moving forward here. You're definitely moving forward. In the world today, collectively, Pluto, the planet of transformation and change, is going into the sign of Aquarius, which you are the embodiment of on November 18th of 2024. You will feel a shift within you. I know that in talking today, you're on this course, but you will see November 18th, moving into the end of the month, you will start to feel like, I can't go back. Like I am unleashed. So Brad Unleashed is coming to the world.
That's actually the day I land back in New Zealand.
Perfect trip to Hawaii. Thank you so much for being here and for opening up your time and life to us.
Thank you. What a pleasure.
Thank you.
Nearly a year has passed since Alice gave Bradley his reading and predicted some events for him. Let's catch up with Bradley and see if anything that Alice had forecasted for him has come to pass.
Reflecting on the forecast, it has been the most change I've experienced in more than a decade. So all I can say is that it was absolutely true. Alice said that November 18th would be a turning point. And I suppose that was the day I landed back in New Zealand. And I felt this renewed sense of clarity. I felt inspired. I felt ready for the next phase. Alice did say that there would be some new foundations, and that has happened both metaphorically and literally. So the foundations were laid for my new home, and it's now about 3/4 built. Then it's got a podcast studio, so it's perfect for what I need. At the time of the reading, I was preparing for the launch of my book, Start With Values, and it was successfully released in January, distributed by Penguin Random House, and it's had such a fantastic reception. I've had people all over the world contact me saying how much the book has changed their life. It's given them clarity and helped them on their journeys. So that has been really, really fulfilling for me. When I was offered the next book deal, I was delighted. I couldn't believe that this is really happening. And it's really important as I step into my own brand and my own future to have that credibility that these types of books bring. I still am overwhelmed by the fact that I'm going to create another one. Alice did say there would be a level of me stepping out on my own, and that happened. After the reading, I started having requests to run workshops as myself, as Brad Hook, values-based workshops, high-performance workshops, and it's been incredibly rewarding. Clients value me as myself. So the change in my working arrangement has been really challenging. I've been with the organization called the Resilience Institute for over a decade. Brad Hook and the Resilience Institute are almost interwoven in a way. I've been at the core of their content and marketing and delivering workshops and evolution of their technology, and I love them. We've managed to find an arrangement whereby I'm not leaving them. I'm still supporting them as a champion and an advocate, but creating space for me to step into my own brand, to create my own projects. So looking ahead, there are so many creative projects in the pipeline. I have my fiction novel, which I truly believe is the best thing I've ever created. I've got my next book called Centropy, which is teaching people how to burn bright, not burn out. I have a range of different workshop topics that I'm developing, and I plan to run public events. Alice said that there would be a lot more clarity by the end of this year, and that is true. I feel like I've drafted the book of the next chapter of my life. I've created the structure. I know where I'm going. Are astrological readings valuable? Absolutely. Any tool that can give you some insight is valuable. I think if anyone's curious, why not reflect on what the stars are saying about who you are and where you're going?
Thank you for joining me today. I hope the insights from today's episode have sparked new perspectives on your own journey. I'm Alice Inoue, and I look forward to guiding you again soon. Until then, stay open to the messages the stars have for you. Aloha!
Travel accommodations provided by Alohi Lani Resort, Waikiki Beach.